kind of tell us what your overall results have been as far as closing ratio, total annual premium sold.
Okay. When I started, calling my existing book, of course you have to be careful and not violate any Medicare rules, but I was calling to check on my clients and just do a review, so to speak, make sure everything was going good, touch base with them, and then bring up the final expense topic just to see if they'd like a review on that, or, not really a big high pressure here, I'm coming to sell you life insurance. It's just more like, I'm going to be in the area. We can come review that and look at your Medicare stuff. We'll see that everything's in order for you. And of my book of business, probably a fourth of those were, I guess you would say, the cream that rose to the top. A fourth of them were like, yeah, come on out. There was any question about it. Come on out. Let's see what I've got. We didn't have that discussion when you were here before. And I've been through that part of it. I've already, went through that cream that rose to the top, but I am going to revisit. That's probably 25% of them. I'm going to revisit the other percentage, the rest of them, to see if any more pop out. But for now, I've gotten to see those, and out of that 25% of my clients, I'm going to say that I've closed 75 to 80% of those, which was great. It due to the fact that I stayed on the Medicare Advantage boat about 5-6 months too long, thinking, I was killing it before, things are going to get better, and just waiting on somebody else. Anyway, what I'm saying is, the amount of money I made in the last 2 to 3 months has saved me completely. I mean, I just wish I'd started it at the beginning of the year rather than on down into the year. But the income's been great. I've probably over a 10-week period sold $25,000 in annualized premium. That's a rough estimate. It may be a little more, but it's definitely not less. And it's been great. And I'm going to go back through some more of my clients just to make sure there's no stragglers that are interested in talking about it. And it's not a high-pressure thing. It's just, hey, how's it going? Let's talk. And you're getting an opportunity, whether you sell them or not, you're getting an opportunity to reconnect with them. And I know as Medicare Advantage agents, we're not good at checking on our customers, and this is a way that's going to make us do that. And number one, it's going to lock in your business right here before AEP, and number two, you get to find out, just who is interested in speaking with you about doing a final expense review. And any advice I would have would be, whether you're loaded or got some money or you're running low, any of the three, you start out by working your Medicare book, put back a little for leads, and then when you get kind of worked through that, you already got your little nest egg for leads, and that's where I'm at. I'm making my first order now, but all those numbers I gave you were based on me spending $0 on leads, and that's a huge way to get yourself jump-started if you're making that pivot. And am I still going to sell Medicare Advantage? But don't think I'm not going to have this on my mind when I make them my customer, because it's once you learn some of the things we've been discussing, it becomes a whole lot easier business, and your paycheck looks a lot better too.
So yeah, and what Michael identified there is the ability to go back and meet with the people you talked to and sold a policy to. What many of us realize, but we don't, and I'll be the first to admit I'm not the best at doing this either, and I'm trying to improve that, is that building relationships is what building a business is all about. As you stay in touch with the people you sold to originally, first of all, the person who's bought from you once is more likely to buy from you again because they trust you, number one. And then number two, when you first make a sale, and a sense of what value that customer is to you, if one sale is a transaction, just like going to Walmart and buying groceries. It's a one-time transaction. It's not necessarily a client, because I define a customer as somebody that you just have a transactional relationship with. It's here's the goods, take your money kind of thing. When you have a relationship with a client, term client means somebody that you protect. That's the textbook definition of client. Somebody that's under your guard, somebody that you take care of. And with multiple policies sold into an existing account, family, an existing house, first of all, your persistency jumps through the roof. You're going to have more people stick on with you, or if there comes a time when they have to switch providers, or say in the Medicare business, they're going to call you and want to do business with you because you've sold them a Medicare plan, you sold them a final expense plan. Maybe you've replaced something that they didn't know was inferior. And these things are what builds a business. These people like you more, they buy from you more, and they refer more. And so having the ability to come in and to specifically concentrate on cross-selling, even if you don't even sell them something, the fact that you've come out there and you've reviewed things with them, just making another touch or another contact with them endears them more to you. And it gives you the opportunity, again, to build out your business and keep the people that you sell longer. And so it's just a wise thing to do, really, in any sort of line or niche in the insurance business. But in relations to Medicare, it just makes a lot of sense. Many of the people in the Advantage business, I'm sure, are more of the lower income types. Not all of them, of course. But everybody's going to die, and this is such a mass market sales opportunity. So many people out there, which I'm sure Michael, like he said, didn't realize it till he did it. So many people have inferior coverage. If you can just get out there and talk to these people that already are literally waiting by the phone for you to call, you'll be surprised at what you run across and what you're able to do, really, in a non-threatening, easy manner.
Oh, yeah, casual conversation. One thing I want to add, too, we've mentioned Medicare Advantage the whole time. I also do quite a few Medicare supplements. And guess what? If you go in there and you're either rewriting an existing client on a cheaper Plan F or whatever they have, and you've saved them, $40 a month, or you're meeting somebody new and they want a supplement because theirs has gone up and you save them $70 a month because it happens. Well, guess what? You've just freed up some money to make sure that they've got enough life insurance or add to what they have. And the largest deal I wrote so far was from that very type thing. And then I've written four cases like that where I saved money on their supplemental plan, freed up money, and they said, I've always wanted just a little more life insurance. Well, guess what? You can afford it now. And the largest one I wrote was directly from that, where it was an older couple, and they had a term policy that was running out, and they didn't realize it, and their supplement was well over $200. Well, me and both of them were elated when I left there, to say the least. So it's just another that's just another example right there. So,
as Ben Feldman, the legendary life insurance agent at New York Life, said, you got to find the premium. Ben Feldman he held Guinness World Book records of volume of premiums sold, volume of coverage sold back in I think the 60s and 70s. Don't quote me; it's about accurate, somewhere in there. But the idea was he would share a concept with the client or a prospect, and a lot of these prospects would be interested, but they would explain that they just didn't have the ability to finance or to pay the premium. And so Ben routinely tell his agents or the agents that he would speak to at conferences that you got to find the premium. And absolutely, this is a perfect example of that. We have been talking, or I have, about Medicare Advantage, but Medicare supplements, they're usually skew a little higher income than Medicare Advantage in my experience, but they have life insurance needs too. Not all of them will, but some of them are going to be really appreciative when if you go back to review a client, or if you're out in AEP and you run across one who wants a replacement, and you free up $40 or $50, which is definitely doable if you sell them a lower priced F or a Plan G. That money right there is reason to show them a final expense plan. And maybe you can sell them, a $10,000 plan, or at least get them to bring out their existing coverage to review it. The fact that you're already doing this activity now is going to help you sell more life insurance if you're not already. So, Michael, to conclude our conversation today, and I appreciate you've been very candid in describing the experience, and I appreciate the kind words. I'd like you to just describe the top 3 benefits of working with me at FE Agent Mentor. What would you tell the Medicare agents that are out there who are maybe listening to this that see the benefits of it? What would you say would be the 3 main reasons that would be a benefit to them?
Yeah, okay. Well, number 1 would be that good old dollar bill. That would be number 1, because that's at the end of the day, after you do all this right and get with the right people, and the marker or the indicator is the dollar bill. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say it's at the top of the list. I've made a lot more money in the last 3 months than I have. It's almost like, if you're a Medicare agent, it's almost like you're in AEP all the time. And sure, you have some slow weeks like you do any other time. I'm not trying to overemphasize that, but number 1's the money, and that's not as specific to working with David, it is, but the 3 reasons I'm going to give lead to the money. So probably number 1 benefit of working with David would just be the knowledge of the industry. He has, I can't imagine who knows more about it, knowledge of the industry and access to the carriers you need. I'm sitting there and I've got a problem because somebody has this health condition, and agents don't realize one little small thing can change what carrier you need to put them in. This one takes allows cigar smoking and the other one doesn't, and one takes a wheelchair use and the other one doesn't. Little stuff. So knowledge of the industry and access to the top carriers would be number 1. Number 2, when you're out there in the field and you've got the facts written down, you're doing your field underwriting to try to figure it out. He's given me wonderful support. So field underwriting support and getting me into the right recommendations to put my client with, I'd say that's number 2. And number 3, that's probably even more important than the money. I'm working with a guy who's honest, and I know that he's extremely passionate about what he does. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing all the above named things that we're saying. So working with somebody that's honest and passionate, can't beat that. You can find the smartest guy in the world. If he's not passionate about what he's doing, you're in bad shape. So I got a guy that's smart and passionate. So that's my top 3 benefits. And I'm not known David a long time. I'm not sitting here making stuff up to make him sound good. These are just facts. And if you don't believe me, just give it a try. And if you're not happy, call me, because I'm going to tell you, I got a good thing going. It's because of it. That's my top 3. I may have said 5 benefits right there, but that's what
hey,
it
that's
is.
all right. I'll let you.
Okay. All righty.
All right, Michael. Well, this is the conclusion of the interview. I just want to formally thank Michael for taking time out of his busy day to go ahead and explain to me, as well as the audience, what his experience has been at FE Agent Mentor. And again, if you're interested in what Michael has said about selling final expense to Medicare or existing Medicare business, and you want to learn more about how you can do the same, I invite you to visit my website. My website, again, is www.feagentmentor.com. Go there, check out what I have to offer and what I have to say. as well as some existing videos for you to listen to and review. And if you enjoy and find confidence in what you've seen, you'll find the contact box at the top. Just click on that, fill out the information, and then I'll get back to you within the next 24 hours. But again, thank you very much, Michael, for your time, and have a great one. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.